Hey, what's up? This is Jeph from The Used, and you're listening to the Capsule podcast on live in limbo.com.
This is Capsule on liveinlimbo.com. My name is Sean Chin, and this is an adventure into music, film, and pop culture. You haven't heard Capsule in like the last 2 weeks because I got robbed, my house got broken into, and all my camera stuff got stolen. It totally sucks. I needed a few days to get over it, try to piece back stuff together, reorder camera stuff. And what else can you do about it? I have to move forward with that. I guess that happens to some people. Oh well. But anyways, the show must go on. Today we have Katrina, our social media and content editor, back on. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you, apart from getting robbed?
I'm doing better. Yeah, that sounds weird still. It's like, how do you feel? Like, are you okay with getting robbed? How does that feel? It's like, yeah. You see it on TV and movies all the time. Yeah, it feels like when I came home and I saw the police there, it's like, what's going on? And then they let you walk around and they're like, your stuff got stolen. And then you just feel like your heart kind of explodes. It's like, oh my God, you know all my gear, right? So it's like it took like the last 10 years to trade back and forth and upgrade from to have what I had. And they just took it in like one swipe because I was nice and tidy and had everything in one bag.
Oh man, that sucks.
It was a great haul for them though.
I know, but you guys are lucky that no one was home though. At least It was just like material things as opposed to like people.
That's right. No one got hurt. Everyone was out of the house. Yeah, and no hard drives or any of that stuff was taken. So I still have all my photo archives and stuff. Everything they took can be replaced. So on the plus side, that's good. On the downside, it feels weird to have your house like invaded and like insurance will cover you, but it will take like a few months. So that's weird.
Yeah, and it also feels like just someone like ripped apart everything that you ever knew because you might not necessarily feel safe after that and stuff.
Exactly.
When someone just takes all your personal belongings.
Yep. So now we have to get like more security alarms and like video surveillance stuff, like all high tech now.
Yeah, make sure you
I wish I did that before.
Yeah, but like you never expect that kind of stuff to happen to you. Like you hear about it, and no one ever expects that it's going to happen to them.
Exactly. So I wish I had that stuff before. But the show must go on here, and we're going to start off again with a new interview. You did an interview with Jeph Howard of The Used. Yep. How was that?
Oh my God, it was so good. He was so friendly, and like growing up listening to The Used, it was kind of like a dream come true, and he was like my favorite band member growing up, so I kind of like geeked out.
So tell me a little bit about them. I'm not totally familiar with the band. So he's like the last original member?
Technically, yes. It was originally started with Jeph, and then there was Quinn, their guitar player, and their drummer Brandon. And then eventually, I guess it was like an instrumental piece at first, and then they needed a vocalist, so that's how Bert got involved. So Bert has been there from the beginning, but it was originally like, I guess, instrumental before they had.
They were an instrumental band?
Well, like, not exactly, but like, I guess you know how when you have like all the pieces together, but there's just still one piece missing?
Yes.
So like, he was part of the vague idea of The Used.
That's kind of like Linkin Park. Chester was the last member to join.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
No, it was like Mike and everyone else. And then they needed a lead singer.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that about Linkin Park.
Well, there you go. And you learn to love them through me. And they're like the only... they're not even an emo band, but like they're the most like... What do you call them? What would you call Linkin Park?
I'm not sure. I would just... It's weird because like... I would have thought, I guess growing up, I would have thought of them as punk, but like at work we have them in rock pop, and I was like, oh, I'm not that good with like giving things genres.
Wait. Linkin Park is in your pop rock aisle?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But
What about
like
the used compared to the used?
the used is in the punk section.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't call them like remotely close then,
I don't think so.
but you love them
No.
just as much.
Yeah.
So tell me how this day started, because you texted me or you Facebook messaged me in the morning and you're like, yo, my phone's dead.
I know, it was so bad. I literally checked my phone at 9:30 before my alarm went off, and I was like, "Oh, I still have time to sleep because I set my alarm to go off at 11." And then around like 10:30, I was like, "Oh, I'm like, I guess I'm awake now, so I'll turn off the alarm." And my phone wouldn't turn on, so I started freaking out. Like, it was just dead. And then I was like, "Oh, maybe it ran out of battery or something." So I put it on the charger. Still nothing. Tried to reset it, and still nothing. So I was just like freaking out because I didn't know what to do with like, oh, my phone, as bad as that sounds.
What is that?
But
An
then,
iPhone 4S? You
yeah.
need a 6.
No, I'm not going to get a 6. Every time we talk, you always just try to push me into more Apple products, Sean.
You got to do it.
No, I don't know. I don't.
So
No.
then your heart was like panicking and you had to rush to where?
Oh, so thank God for Asian malls, because
Yay.
they were able to fix my phone within like 2 minutes for like $30. They gave me a new battery. And I was like, yay! Because if I went to the Apple store, they'd probably be like you, Sean. They'd push me for the 6. Or if I went back to Bell, because they keep sending me those like text messages like, you're ready for an upgrade. Just pay off the rest of this phone and you can have an upgrade. I'm like, no thanks.
Why don't you want an upgrade?
I don't know. I like this phone.
Okay, so once you got that settled, and I was like, I had a relief moment
Yeah,
too.
because I was like, I wasn't sure. Like, I didn't want to go downtown without having a phone, just in case like something happened while I was down there.
Yeah.
And like my brother was out, so I couldn't take his phone, and like it was just like messy. So I headed down early, and I got there 15 minutes early, but they weren't ready for me yet, so I was just kind of like waiting around till the interview.
And then they finally call you in.
Yeah.
And you get to speak to Jeph. And you got a selfie.
I did. He was so friendly, and it was really funny though, because like during our interview, people kept walking into the tour manager's office to like, I guess they thought it was the washroom, because they're like, "Oh my God, this isn't the washroom." And then we're like, "Oh."
Was there like a washroom sign outside?
No, there wasn't. There was no washroom sign outside, and like it happened like 2 or 3 times, and Jeph was just like, "Oh my God." So then he just locked the door after that, like the little lock on the door.
That's hilarious.
And then it was funny though, because after our interview was done, there was a like neon duct tape on the table. So what he did is he wrote restroom on it.
Oh my
and
God.
He thought it would be funny to stick it on the tour manager's door, because if people kept coming in while we were doing our interview, he thought it'd be funny if people just kept knocking on the door when like
I gotta use it.
when Tony was in there. So he put it underneath the like little Wi-Fi code thing, and I was like, no, because then Tony's gonna see it. So then he's like, okay, where should I put it? So then he put it above the like Wi-Fi sign, which is approximately maybe like a little bit higher than like the eye view. Is that what it's called?
Eye level.
Eye level. There we go. And because like if someone's looking for the washroom, they'll probably obviously look up first, you know.
That's
On
really
the, like, door.
So he must have got a lot of knocks after that.
I know, it was pretty funny though, because he was like, okay, make sure we lock the door when we're done. So I guess people like walk in.
He's like a real joker too. All right, so let's listen to your interview.
Hey guys, today I'm at the Danforth Music Hall with Jeph, one of the founding members of The Used. How's it going?
Oh, it's great.
That's pretty awesome. You guys been to Toronto quite a few times, so is there anything specific that you like to do when you're in the city, or you guys haven't had a chance to explore yet?
You know, usually we try to explore as much as we can. This trip, we played last night, and we haven't really had too much time. We had a late border crossing like usual, and they didn't strip search us this time, so it was okay.
You guys got lucky this time.
We got lucky this time. It was pretty easy, actually.
That's awesome. You guys recently released Imaginary Enemy last year. You recorded with John Feldman again. And how is it working with him again? Because he did 4 of your other albums. Yeah. And is there any advantages for having someone know you guys really well when recording?
I think Feldman's an interesting guy. I love Feldman. I have a love-hate with Feldman. I think he would say the same thing about me. Actually, I know he would. Feldman works really, really well with Bert. Really well. You know what I mean? And Feldman is a songwriter, and he's very good at what he does. And when he works with us, he's very good at taking our ideas and changing them into a different version of that same idea, which is, I think, that's what a producer really should be doing. Altering your sound in a certain way to make it okay for, another point of view, is bringing in that other point of view that you can't hear because you're so into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's very good at that.
That's good. So it kind of helps you guys grow as well. So
Yeah, it's very interesting. I love hate with Feldman.
Okay, that's awesome. You guys also released it through your new record label, Gas Union. Can you give us a little insight into that, and how is it different from your other label, Anger Music Group?
It's just a different idea of the same thing, really. We're trying to. The idea of Gas was supposed to be a change for the best with music right now, and there's kind of a secret revolution going on, a hidden revolution where, yeah, you can go buy a record, but you can just go to YouTube and listen to the whole record for free. Why would you go pay for it? You know what I mean? Yes, you're supporting the band, but it's right there. You know what I mean? Like, You don't have to wait. You don't have to do anything. You can just listen to it there. And not everybody has money. And money is such a negative... Money's almost like a bad word, I think, And yes, bands need to be supported in some way. But, I mean, if you're going to the shows and you buy a shirt, I mean, what's one shirt? If you really care about that band and you buy a shirt, that's awesome. You know what I mean? If you go to the show, that's even better. If you love the band, that's the best thing you can do. Money doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? And there's two ways to look at that. Bands need to be able to afford to make the record, which is where it gets tricky. And yes, your money is your vote. So if you're voting for that band, I guess you're paying money. But at the same time, that's where we kind of differ, is we would rather just release our music for free if we can. And hopefully in the future, if we can work this out, we'll just let you stream our music off of our website. We'll just give it to you for free off of our site. I mean, come to it and check it out. You know what I mean? Like, we care about writing. We care about music. We're the same as everybody who's listening to this.
That's awesome. It's good to know that that's how you guys think, because I feel like sometimes it's kind of warped now, the way that it is. And like everyone just wants to like stream and then like just buy everything you can kind of thing. And like
it's definitely weird.
Yeah.
And it gets even more weird when you look at look at Spotify, it's just another corporate monster, and whatever. I know we're on Spotify because you kind of have to be right now. But if you look at it this way, people are paying money. And again, money is the root of all evil, which is so true. I mean, so you're paying money, giving it to this corporation called Spotify to listen to bands that aren't getting paid for the music that's on Spotify. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, wait a minute. So if we're giving it away free, it's just as good. You know what I mean? I think we do get paid. I think it's like 0.0001 per play or something like that.
That's
so
it.
Oh no, it's horrible. It's you don't even know. So if you stream someone's song a million times, you probably get maybe $50 or like 100, like something so ridiculous that it's like, ooh.
That sucks though, because you put so much like effort and time continue to like make that, and then you want people to enjoy it, not just kind of like.
Yeah, we make it for people to enjoy. That's the only good part. But
yeah.
But when somebody else is getting rich off it, it's like.
And then you guys don't even get like a proper cut type of thing. It's kind of just ripping you off.
Even then, we'd rather just kids keep their money. You know what I mean? Like, keep your money. Don't pay this corporation. Like, it's like Bert says almost every night. Go to Walmart and steal our CD, because Walmart is evil, and if they have our CDs there, hey, it's free.
Yeah.
If you can get out with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's good. You guys have seen like a lot of ups and downs in the music industry because you guys have been around for quite some time.
Oh, I'm so old.
No, not like that though, because I just loved growing up listening to you guys.
Oh, nice.
How has it affected the like band directly? Like, what are changes that you've noticed that you do or don't like?
We definitely went through a lot, I'd say. Years of change. We were with Warner. In the beginning, we were with Reprise, which Reprise and Warner is the same record company. When we first started, we signed one of the older deals, and it was kind of a 6-record deal, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. Everything's changed now, but you make a record, they promote it, blah, blah. You have this team of people working at Warner. Since it's a major label, it has like pyramids of people working for things, Yeah. And over the years, what happened is the more CDs stopped being bought, the less people had jobs. So instead of having these 5 people here, I wish you could see this because you can't. But these 5 people turn into 4 people, which turn into 3 people, which turn into 2 people, which turn into 1 person. So now all of a sudden, you have one guy working at Warner and Reprise and whatever other labels they are that is in charge of like 600 bands.
Oh my god.
And so, not even joking. Yeah, I'm not even exaggerating, to where they couldn't put effort into all 600 of those bands, but that's who they're in charge of. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't really have any care because it's like you're like a peanut on a list of names.
Yeah, that sucks though, because they should be able to like care about everyone and give everyone the equal treatment.
That's kind of what happened. That's the change. And then we went to Hopeless after that, and kind of with Hopeless, we have our own label, and Hopeless supports it.
Oh, so that's good.
You know what I mean? So it's our own label. We can do anything we want. Doesn't matter. But Hopeless has been great on helping us support the entire thing. We did release one record on Hopeless, and I can't remember which one. But they've been nothing but awesome to us.
That's awesome.
Indie labels are the way to go, I guess. Not all indie labels. I take that back. Non-greedy indie labels.
It's hard to find the ones that are like really good.
Yeah. I think Hopeless is pretty good. They're the people that work there are great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I would support them for indie myself, but
you guys have like a big discography now, so how do you guys decide what songs get to stay and what songs go on your set list? Is it hard to like figure out a balance?
Yeah, that's tough because so like shows like this, we only get an hour and 15 minutes to play. So now we have to compact is that the right word? We have to squeeze 6-ish records, 6+ records into an hour and 15 minutes, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh man. And that's where it gets tricky because, okay, so there's the songs that I use my fingers a lot, so you can't really see what's going on right here, but I'm using my hands as diagrams. But everybody has their favorite song off each record, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of singles we had that were videos and stuff like that, and people really love those. So we try to play as many of those as we can, but we also try to put in songs that we want to hear.
Yeah.
But then that's where it gets tricky, is because still there's songs that aren't going to be played, you know what I mean? And we do our best. We switch it up, especially on this tour. We've been playing, I would say, up to 2 songs differently every day, you know what I mean?
Awesome.
So you're not going to see
on
the
your
same.
toes, too.
Oh, it's great. It's so much more fun. So there's like a list of, I don't know, like 20 songs that we are, maybe not 20, maybe that's too many to say. Well, maybe. But we'll switch out 1 or 2 of those, maybe even 1, maybe 2, you know, per day.
Yeah, just to keep you guys on your toes and the fans on their toes.
Yeah, and if you go to multiple shows, you'll see something different. You know?
Yeah, that's awesome that you guys are able to do that. Was it hard practicing for that, though?
Not really. Just because the more songs we get, you know what I mean, the more that we were touring and we were excited about playing, and we get really used to playing. Some songs don't work live. We found that out, and it's only because I'm not sure why that is. You know, sometimes when you're recording stuff, like we've done it both ways. We're recording stuff that you write live, and then you're recording stuff sometimes in the studio that you're not writing live, but you're imagining how it's going to go live, and sometimes that doesn't turn out right.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's like
when it finally gets into production, it's like it didn't sound the way it sounded.
The tones or the production, like you said, you know, like the twinkles sometimes don't work out right, and it's just kind of is what it is. So some of those we don't play live.
What's some of your favorite songs to play live, and what's some of the more challenging ones?
I really like the 2 new songs, Cry and Revolution, are some of my favorite 2 songs that we've ever played live. And it's mostly because the bass, well, I'm only speaking from bass here. I don't mean that in any other way than that's what I'm focusing on, because that's how I play it. But the bass lines I play live are different from what I did on the record, and so I have more fun with the live version. I wish I would have recorded it on the record like that, but I wasn't thinking, you know what I mean? So
you get to tweak it as you go.
Oh yeah, because there's no rules, you know?
That's pretty awesome though, because then you, like what we said before, you like change it up, you make it interesting.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. We do that too. We'll change. We added parts to certain songs that aren't on the record. You know what I mean? We'll do that a lot.
To come out to see you live to hear.
Oh yeah, you'll never. Most of the stuff we're playing, you're not gonna hear it on the record because it's gonna be a little bit different. Or even, we'll make up songs during the show sometimes. We'll just start playing something, and Bert will sing something over it, and it'll actually be like a chorus or something, you know. So there's like randomly generated songs at shows sometimes.
And the last question is, I noticed you guys were playing Settlers of Catan the other day. What other board games do you like to play, or what do you do to keep busy on the road for like downtime?
We've been hanging out a lot. So we've been a band for about 15 years, around that, and we've went through ups and downs, as you know what I mean. Everybody does, and right now I feel like we're the tightest we've ever been. We're the most friends. That's not the proper term? The mostest friendliest.
That's okay. You can make up whatever words you want.
Okay, that's right. We are tight in every way I can mean that. You know, we hang out all night. We play board games, like you saw that. We do what we can to just, like, we're really friends, and we're on tour being friends, and our crew is our friends too. Like, we love everybody that we're out with. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing, because sometimes you might not mesh with everyone. It's always hard.
That happens pretty solidly. It happens a lot. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Okay. Everyone gets confused that it might be the washroom instead.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And to end things off, where can fans find you guys online?
That's a good question. You can go to the used.net, or we have an Instagram. We have all of it. I think I have a personal Instagram that I just put stupid things up. It's called Virtual Jeph. It's cool, but Instagram sucks anyway. I think we have a used Facebook.
So basically everywhere.
Anywhere you look, there'll be one of us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thank you.
And we're back. Yo, so Jeph is like a really cool guy. He sounds like a really nice guy, like with really good answers. And I liked how he talked about how like the whole Spotify streaming music business model is not working out.
Yeah.
Were you surprised by his answers?
Kind of, but at the same time, not really, like, knowing how much the used is involved with that kind of stuff, or like how they like to make sure that, like, they speak their mind. It wasn't that much, like, that very surprising.
Is their catalog still on Spotify?
Yes.
They didn't pull it like Taylor Swift.
No. But I think, like, with bands, you still want the exposure, even though it's kind of screwing you over, but you have to find other ways to try and, like, I guess, like, I don't know what I'm saying now.
They need to like get it somehow. Like he said, he'd rather you or like fans steal CDs at Walmart, which we do not recommend. We are not saying that.
But like, I guess it's like a Robin Hood effect, right? Steal from the rich, give to the poor.
Yeah, but he wants you to steal his CDs.
Yeah. But you're stealing it from the big corporations, so it's okay. They can afford to lose it.
Yeah, I guess they already paid the band for the CDs.
Yeah.
But like, okay, yeah. It's really... So what answer did you get the most satisfaction from him?
I think just more like how they saw the change in the music industry from like firsthand, like their firsthand experience. The fact that they change their set list every night, they swap out 2 songs. I think it's really cool that they did that, because like not a lot of artists take the time to like change it up for themselves and for the fans. So if you attended like multiple shows, you would still get a different like set list. I think that's pretty cool.
Do they do that like based on what fans in that city are tweeting about, or like anything like that?
It just sounds like he said they like practice like 20 songs, so they're able to like switch out a lot of them. Or like they have like a lot of backup, and it's, I maybe guess what they feel like playing that day. So it's pretty cool that they do that.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and he also said that they like change up, I guess, to make certain songs playable live. They also like change it up when they're playing it, and sometimes they might change it just like on a whim, and then like start playing something random, and then Bert would jump on and start making up lyrics. I think that's really cool, because a lot of artists don't do that.
Oh, and I think he said like he plays the bass differently live than on the actual studio album.
Yeah, like when he plays it live, it sounds like he gets like, he's able to, I guess, like tweak it around and see, and then maybe find something else that he likes better.
Does it still sound, I guess it still sounds like the original song, but just with, I don't know, like a variation.
Like, a really cool variation of it.
See, that's the beauty of live performances.
Yep, so that means everyone has to go see the U's so they can go hear those variations be played.
All right. Okay, I'll put that part in so you don't sound like an idiot. Thank you. Thank you for asking me. Okay.
Okay.
I thought you were taking a nap. Okay.
I know. Well, then I was like thinking about it, and then
oh my god, you took a nap and then you thought about it, then you woke back up. my God. I'm
Maybe.
sorry. Okay, bye. Go
Okay,
back to your nap.
bye.
Bye. That's fine. Anyway, so like, how was their live performance? Like, was it packed at the Danforth?
It looked pretty packed on the like floor, but like I think in the balcony area there was some like space still.
Did your like teenage youth like re-emerge?
Yeah. You know what's weird though? I think the show was 19 plus.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I
Which
guess bands like this, they know who they catered to like initially, and that those people have grown up to.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think with the used, they're able to, like, even though they've been around for a while, they've been able to stay relevant, and, like, it's something that kids that are growing up now, if they discover them, it's something that they can still relate to. It's not, like, geared towards, like, a specific audience.
They've been around for like 15 years, as I think you said, and that's a
Yeah.
really, really long time for any band.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I heard that there's a rumor they might be doing, like, a 15th anniversary tour where they're playing the first and second album, I think, like front to back or something like that. There's talks about it. So if that happens, I'll probably definitely go to the States for that.
So like when they perform, how many albums do they have?
They have 6.
Okay, so like,
And they have a bunch of EPs in between too.
when they play like now these days, do they play a lot of their older stuff, or is it mainly new stuff?
Actually, I was surprised at the set list because it was more geared towards the older songs.
Ah,
And I think it was only like 2 songs off of the new album, but they
Really?
didn't have much time to play.
what do you mean?
Like they said that I think they said they have to be off like at 11 or whatever, but I guess because they had so many bands opening as well, they had 3 openers.
So they played for like an hour.
They played for like an hour and 15 minutes.
Wow,
So
yeah,
they
that's
only had
not
time
enough
for like
time.
13. Yeah, they only had time for 13 songs.
What's your favorite song?
My
From them.
favorite song. I have a lot of favorite songs from them. I think you are aware
Top 3,
that I have
top
a lot
3.
of favorites.
Yes.
I
If you
caught
were on
fire.
a desert island and you could only bring 3 songs from the Used to listen to for all eternity, which 3 would they be?
I'd probably Pain, I Caught Fire, and All That I've Got.
Well, all 3 have very cynical sounding titles.
I was in that time of my life, Sean.
Well, I guess so. But do you find that interesting that they only played 2 songs off their new album?
Yeah, I was expecting more. Their newest album, Imaginary Enemy, it did a lot better than the 4th and 5th album. So, like, I was surprised they didn't try to incorporate more of those songs into there.
Well, it sounds like a really great show still. Very
Yeah, and
energetic
it's
still.
really
Like, have you seen them before?
I saw them a couple times. I don't really count the first time I saw them at Warped Tour because
Why
that's
doesn't
only like 5 songs, 5, 6
Oh.
songs.
But like, do you is their stage presence still there? Like after 15 years?
Oh, I'm not sure because unfortunately for me, it never worked out when they came when I was like hardcore fan. Like one time they
couldn't
came on my
cross the
dad's
border?
birthday,
Oh,
so I couldn't go.
a lot of
Another
bands
time
like
no one
can't make
wanted.
it across the border.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think for a while they had problems crossing the border. I think Bert wasn't allowed. I think they said it was like a 10-year ban he had or
What?
something.
Them too? Oh man.
It's something like that. It was
Why do you
something
like
crazy
these
like that.
bands?
I know.
You can't see them because they can't get across the border,
So you have to go to them.
which is what you're gonna do. For,
That's probably what I'll
for
do.
Warped Tour. It might work out.
I know, hopefully. But it's always cool when you can see bands that can't cross the border and you get to experience it in like a different setting because everything's all new and like fresh.
But
'cause
they're
it's
American. It's weird.
fun. Yeah.
Are American crowds, like Warped Tour crowds, different than Canadian Warped Tour crowds?
I think that's very hard to like decide on because in Buffalo, I've done the Buffalo show quite a number of times before. And the crowds there, they're not as bad. Like, in a way, it's good if you want to be front row and center for, like, to see people, because, like, their crowds aren't as condensed, I guess.
I guess Buffalo is still relatively close to Canada.
Yeah.
It's not like Texas Warped Tour if they do that.
Yeah, I think it's probably because like Buffalo is just kind of like middle of nowhere type thing. It's not like the big city.
Because I think the Canadian Warped Tour is like everyone's like, sorry for bumping into you. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of is. Like, especially since a lot of the times they started to take out the Montreal date.
Yes.
So like
those people were super polite.
Yeah.
Well, I had no idea they took out the Montreal date. Why would they do that?
I'm not sure. When I went to the Montreal date, I didn't like the venue personally that they used. It was too spaced out, so you could not see like all the bands that you wanted to see because everyone was just like so far away. And then there was too many people there. So then it's like to try and like swim through the sea of fans.
Oh well.
But I heard they
not
found
for me.
people rude too, so.
The French people can be rude. That is very true.
What? I didn't mean it like that.
That's what you said.
I guess. I don't know. I'm bad with words, just like how I accidentally made Jeph think that I called him old. It's like, oh my god.
All
I
right.
don't think I recovered from that.
All right. So thank you for being on our first episode back after I got robbed, which still sounds weird.
Thanks for having me.
Where can everyone find you? Yes.
They can find me on Twitter at Penguins Lick Cake. It's weird. Like I said before, it's just LIK and then cake because it couldn't fit.
Have you like considered making it just like Cat WS?
No, I don't know. I think because I've had it for so long.
It makes zero sense.
I know, but like, well, I like penguins and I love cake.
And you like lick.
I guess so. Well, like, 2 cupcakes, okay?
All right. And you can find myself on Twitter at Sean Chin. You can follow the show at Live in Limbo. Please subscribe to the show on iTunes. Give us 5 stars and leave us some nice words. And you can always find the show notes at liveinlimbo.com/capsule. Take care.